Hi everyone.
Ready to go. Showtime starting right now.
So hi everyone, we're Michaela and Georgie from RealVote, and today we're here to present our product that basically enables the digitalization of the voting process for municipalities, municipality councils, actually. So what's the problem? As we all know and we have all heard, COVID had a major impact on our lives, and especially in the public sector, we all saw the lack of digitalization and how basically councils couldn't meet and they couldn't manage their council meetings. So our solution?
What we built is a cloud-native, fully integrated, fully digital software as a service solution for managing all aspects of municipality council voting process. From the voting process itself to online conference calls, you can imagine it like Zoom integrated in a SaaS platform, to building the actual protocols and the actual outcomes of this.
I have the first one actually. I know from Little Bird that your product actually is already in use from some municipalities in Bulgaria. Can you share with us which one?
Sure. So, as of today, last year actually, in 2020, we applied for funding actually, and we won, together with our partner, Innovation Capital. Thank you if we have representatives from the fund right now. And currently, the product is operating in more than 5 different municipalities, actually including smaller ones and bigger ones as well. We have conversations with more than 15 actually other municipalities, which we expect to close to the end of the current year. As you guys know, with the current lockdown, actually they are not allowed to gather together, and they don't have other option instead of adopting a digital tool. And our tool, because we know the market, we know the competition, is the only one that unifies the voting process itself together with the video conference calls and building protocols and video recordings and everything needed for the municipalities. Was it a good answer? Good.
How are you proving that it cannot be manipulated?
Oh. One of my favorite questions, because this is something that I get on almost each pitch to municipalities actually. So what we do actually is we use Microsoft Azure as a kind of cloud provider, and then we use all the security policies and data anonymization actually mechanisms to ensure that the data cannot be manipulated even if you have access to the database itself. By anonymizing actually the actual result, hashing them into the database, and then converting them back to the actual data. And as I mentioned, it's SaaS. So apart from us, nobody has access to the data itself.
Even Microsoft.
Oh, about Microsoft, yes, they do.
Can you manipulate it?
No, Microsoft can.
The guys from Microsoft can, yeah.
You yourself?
Yes, I have access to the data itself, but in an anonymized shape format.
So you can manipulate it.
Yeah.
Why not blockchain?
Oh, that's actually a direction that we started to explore in the very beginning as a potential option, but the journey actually from the idea to implementing it, having in mind actually the market was a little bit longer. So we needed to be fast as kind of COVID appeared, they didn't have any other options, and we saw a big niche in the market actually that we can fill. Good.
So how many clients in Bulgaria do you think you can close in the next 2 years? And when do you plan on expanding beyond?
Thank you. So the total number of municipalities in Bulgaria is 270 something. And the total number actually of regions in Bulgaria is around 13, 14. So as of today, this is our market capacity, but we want to go far beyond that. We are currently validating the market in Poland to see if there is such a solution that operates right there. And this is the first market that most probably will focus for expanding outside of our country.
Maybe I can also, sorry, add something. So besides from municipalities themselves, we're also currently in conversations with other organizations that are on a higher level, basically, that have discussions with the municipalities and take regional, so to say, regional decisions. And they also have quite a lot of voting procedures that the software can be applied to. Additionally, since the functionality itself is used to verify, because I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but with the digital authorization of who is actually voting, this is a very important topic in this case, because digitally, if the whole council is meeting online, you cannot be assured if the person on the other side who is voting is actually him, you know? So you need to verify this, either through an OTP code that is sent directly to the device that he has registered with, or using the digital signage, which is also another option. So in this case, also for any other, also from the private sector, any other organizations that are meeting on a regular basis and are having those monthly or yearly meetings with the board, for instance, this software can also be applied in such cases. Our main idea was initially for the public sector, because this is something that it currently lacks and it's very years behind other countries. So it's something that we saw, especially with COVID, but it can also be applied, the technology itself can be applied to other sectors as well.
What's the risk that in a post-COVID world, municipalities might not need the service anymore?
Thank you for this question, actually. This was one of the questions that Innovation Capital asked us to the very first stage for pre-seed. And here is the thing. The way we mitigate this risk is that we allow the municipalities to conduct their meetings not only online, but in-house, on-site as well. What we have a partner in China, actually, that builds, we call them voting terminals, but their nature, as you can imagine, something like a smartphone, but with a much better fingerprint sensor that you can confirm your identity through, actually. And with these terminals, we believe that this software can be used in-house for not digital, but actually on-site events.
Maybe I can also add something. Sorry, but again, I believe that, especially now what we see, is that COVID is not gonna go away that quickly, unfortunately. So the good thing about the software itself is in the cases where you have people, it's not necessarily the entire council that needs to meet online and work from home, but the software itself actually enables for this mixed environment, so people to join from home, those that might be quarantined, those that might not be able to join because they're physically not in the region where they're supposed to be for some reason. Then the software itself can distinguish, you can register as a voting member, you can register where you're situated, if you're offside or if you're somewhere not in the meeting room itself, and then you'll receive all of the verification methods that we discussed previously so that we can ensure it's you who's voting. And then the rest of the people that are actually on site and are in the meeting room can register as in the meeting room and vote as they're seen by the chairman.
A kind of a hybrid mode. Some of them are outside, the others are actually online.
So, two questions. Do you have any patents on the technology?
Do you have
Any patents on the technology, and how are you better than all the other voting providers all around, besides being in Bulgaria?
Yeah. Thank you for this. No, we don't have a patent actually, unfortunately. This is something that we should do, and we recognize it, especially when we go outside of Bulgaria, and that's why we are going to the second round, one of the reasons. In regards to your question, yeah, there are other softwares giving the same functionality. We have plenty of pretty much voting softwares, plenty of Zooms, if I can say that, plenty of systems building protocols and reports and whatever, but at least in the Bulgarian market, there is nothing which unifies these three components actually and gives everything that a municipality or any other type of council might need. Our future vision for this product, because it was purely B2G, like business to government, in the very beginning, but our ultimate vision is to be the go-to product for organizations that have councils, need to vote actually, need to meet online, and need to record every single step and everything kind of discussed on the meeting itself. A future functionality that we believe will be a blockbuster at some point is actually transferring the language to text. Actually, it works well in English right now. Pretty much, if you speak in English, it can actually build the script of your thought. And we believe with this, it will help actually to add additional value to the product itself, and it might help many councils worldwide to conduct their meetings. Was it a good answer to your question? Partially, good.
Okay, final question. There you are.
How much is the implementation, the integration time for a client, and what's the payoff period afterwards?
So, as we automate everything, pretty much, we can spin up a new deployment for literally 30 minutes. And then kind of some configuration in terms of content management and other things like the municipality logo, all the kind of members of the municipalities, all the rights. I would say that it's definitely less than a day.
And that includes future clients in different countries, different organizations?
Yeah. As long as we have the data, pretty much the structure of the consulate itself, and all the information, it takes definitely less than a day to spin up a new instance. We do it usually for less than an hour.
Okay, big applause.
Thank you.